Welcome to the morning skate. It's your host Brownie here. I'm without my co-host Ked, but for another special Northeastern edition, I am joined by the 2018 Rookie of the Year in Hockey East, a two-time first-team All-American, a four-time Hockey East All-Star, a two-time Hockey East scoring champ, two-time Hockey East Player of the Year, two-time Hockey East Tournament MVP, four-time Patty Kazmaier top 10 finalist and a top 3 in 2020, the all-time assist record holder for Northeastern with 148 and counting, all-time points leader in Hockey East play, a three-time Olympian for Switzerland, the captain of the Northeastern Huskies with an all-time collegiate stat line of 89, 148, 237 in 150 games played, which for all you math majors out there works out to 1.58 points per game. Ladies and gentlemen, Alina Mueller, how are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks. That was, I told you that was a laundry list of accomplishments, man. That is something. That is, I mean, it's unbelievable. And how nice you are to everybody. No big head about you. It's amazing to me.
Yeah, I haven't heard all of them at once yet. So yeah, that was pretty crazy.
On a personal note, I
Thanks.
do I do want to say my daughter, a 6-year-old, last year she was 5. She was at a game with me, and we were waiting for Coach Carp, and you just happened to be walking by on your way back from a interview, and she kind of smiled at you, and you stopped and gave her a fist bump, and you didn't know her, you didn't know me, and it was just such a nice gesture, and she wanted to come down. She's upstairs. She wanted to come downstairs, but she got shy at the last minute. She was going to come say hi to you, but she
Well,
got shy.
I hope I will meet her again at the future game. That
Yeah,
would be
hopefully.
nice.
Hopefully, she loves going. All right, so let's get into it. So you grew up in Winterthur, Switzerland. Did I say that right?
Exactly.
Nice. So again, speaking of my daughter, she basically runs my TikTok. My TikTok is all stuff she likes, and I got to tell you, Switzerland might be one of the most beautiful countries on the planet Earth. It is gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky, definitely, to be born in Switzerland and raised there at the pretty nice area with my parents and my older brother. So yeah, I'm very proud of Switzerland, and everywhere I go, if I say I'm Swiss, people are really excited and want to know more. So I'm proud. Yeah.
So I know your older brother played, and we'll get to that. And how did you get your start? Was it through him? Your start in hockey, I mean.
No, actually, he started because of me.
Oh, really?
I started first. Yeah, we grew up close to a hockey rink in my hometown, and we just my dad brought my brother and me skating a lot, just like pond hockey style, open skate. And then one day the youth team had practice after the open skate, and I saw, yeah, these kids with the gear, and the goalie with the gear and the sticks and pucks, and I said, I wanna join them. I wanna be part of that team, that game. And so the next day, yeah, my dad said, okay, let's try. Next day, I joined my home club team, EHC Winterthur. And yeah, about a week later, my brother was like, oh, she has so much fun doing it. Why not? And then he joined too. We never played together because he's 3 years older.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we played in the same clubs growing up, and that's pretty cool.
Not to sell your brother short, Mirko, defenseman in the NHL, not like it's some beer leaguer like me. He's a legit player as well. Um, so your dad was the main influence in terms of getting you going, you would say?
Yeah, my nobody of my parents were into hockey really. My dad played soccer. My mom played handball. It's a
Oh,
common sport in
yep.
Europe. And they just, yeah, are both very athletic, and they let us try a lot of sports. And we both played soccer and handball, Mirka and I. Yeah, we participated in a lot of physical activities. And yeah, my dad just knew skating as well, and so we started. But my family didn't come from hockey at all.
So you said soccer and handball. I saw in your bio, it says you're a big wakeboarder.
Yes, that started later. Well, we have a lake in Zurich. It's pretty close by our house, but we don't own a boat or there's no linear station to wakeboarding. So yeah, about 8 years ago, I was able to join a family on vacation, family friends, and they have a boat and on Lake Como, like by Italy.
Yep.
We went there almost every year during the summer, and I discovered the water sports, and I love it. And since then, whenever I get the opportunity, I love to do wakeboarding.
Nice, nice. Did you see a lot of hockey growing up? Were you able to see NHL games, or was it the Swedish league? What did you get to see more?
When I grew up, it was honestly my hometown team. It was third league in Switzerland,
Hmm.
and they were like the biggest guys and biggest idols for us growing up. And I thought it's these are the best players in the world. And then once I realized that it's only the third league, I started watching the first league in Switzerland. Really good level of hockey, a lot of imports, a lot of young players mixed with veterans, older players. So it's pretty cool league to watch. And then once my brother got really good at hockey and moved to the US, I started following the NHL. Obviously, with the time difference, it's not that easy to
Right.
watch the NHL games. But I'm on the weekends with the early games. We could watch and follow the NHL. And since I'm in the US, I watch NHL almost every night. I love watching them play and see how creative these players are.
Do you have a favorite team that you follow?
Yeah, I usually just follow certain players that I
Hmm.
really like. And I'm really into the Swiss players that are in the league. Follow Roman Yossi
Yeah.
with Nashville. And then other than that, Nathan McKinnon is one of my favorite players. So I watch the Avalanche a lot. And the Bruins
Yeah.
are doing so well this year, so it's fun to follow them.
It's funny that you mentioned Nate McKinnon. When Coach Carp and I were talking, one of the things I always do in these interviews is I always compare like you guys on the team to like a current NHLer to kind of people who don't get to see your games to kind of equate it. And Carp and I decided Nate McKinnon is your comp. Not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all, but I wouldn't agree.
He also said that you would say that you wouldn't agree. He predicted that. Just to let you know. Um, okay, so back to Switzerland for a sec. So Switzerland lists four languages as their national languages: German, French, Italian, and Romanish. Do you speak besides English? How many languages do you speak,
Yeah,
or understand? I should say, not maybe not speak.
yeah. So at home we speak Swiss German. That's like a dialect of German.
Okay,
So we in school we speak German. So what we speak in Germany. And so for example, the Germans can't understand us, but we can understand the Germans.
gotcha.
So it's Swiss German, German, and then yeah, I learned French at school and Italian at school as well. But no Romansh.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty much dying out, unfortunately, and only yeah, part of Switzerland that is from there. The older people still speak it, but it's not very not really practiced anymore. Um, but yeah, it's basically Italian, French, English, and German.
You and Chloe ever speak in French during a PK if you want to say what you're going to do without the other team catching on?
That's a good idea, but no, but we used to if we didn't know the English word at
Yeah,
the beginning, we would try to find the French word, and yeah, we usually one or the other we came up with.
that's pretty funny. This is a random question, but it popped in my head when we were talking about your languages. What language do you dream in?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question. I started dreaming in English since about a year now, and that I think I learned that pretty much means that you are fluent in a language if you start dreaming in that
Oh, yeah.
language. But before that, I would always dream in German. But now, if I dream with people involved that are English speaking, I dream in English, and if it's people involved German speaking, it's German.
If you stubbed your toe and you were like, "Damn it," what language would that be?
Uh Probably a mixture, depending on where it is or what it is. Yeah, mixture of both.
Fair enough. Well, let's go back to growing up in Switzerland and getting into the international play. Uh, the youngest player to score an Olympic goal in hockey. You own that. Uh, how old were you exactly? Because I've seen 13, 14, and 15 in my research.
I was 15
You
years
were
old.
15. Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
turning
some sites had
16
all
in,
different information.
yeah, it was in February 2014. Turned I was 15 years old and turned 16 like a month after the tournament.
Gotcha. Okay. And you played for the Zurich Lions, and then the Swiss national team. You were the MVP also in 2017-18, and tied for most goals scored by a woman hockey player in an Olympic game with 4. I mean, 15 going on 16, you were playing in the Olympics. I was probably trying to figure out how to get my license. It's amazing the way that US kids are like coddled almost versus the Europe, how they're like, "Oh, you're an adult, you can go play." What do you remember about that first Olympic experience?
I don't remember too much, to be honest.
Yeah,
It was a crazy experience. Obviously, topping it off with winning a bronze medal
yeah.
was unreal, and yeah, I vividly remember the bronze medal game against Sweden, how we came back from a 2-0, from trailing 2-0. That was pretty cool, and I also vividly remember the bronze medal ceremony. There's a fun fact: I almost missed it, or was late for it because I got picked for the doping control.
Oh, the test.
Yeah, doping testing, and I couldn't pee right after the game, and I was so excited, and there was no water left in my body, so I it took me like 2 hours to
Really?
finally, yes. And I almost, so I kind of missed the whole party in the locker room. It was so annoying, but then I was luckily on time for the ceremony on the ice. Yeah, that was really cool, and a highlight for me too was for the first time like seeing these NHL players in real life, like passing them in the dining hall. I remember taking a picture with Sidney Crosby.
Oh, wow.
Alexander Ovechkin was there in his home country. Everybody
Right,
obviously
right.
wanted something from him, and so after a couple of days, he stopped coming to the dining hall
Uh,
because it was just every cook, every helper, every player wanted something from him, and I think, yeah, understandably it was a little too much, and he started eating somewhere else.
that's the downside of being that famous, I'd imagine, is not being able to have a moment's peace. When they were waiting on you to pee, they were all just you can't, like, go off. They have to be with you, right? So it's a number of people just staring at this 15-year-old girl going, "You ready to pee yet?" I mean, no wonder you couldn't.
Yeah, exactly. And since I was underage still, the doctor had to stay with me too. So I felt really
Okay.
bad for him. He missed the whole party too. He was just
Oh,
sitting next to me waiting until I was able to go pee. So yeah.
and then in South Korea in 2018, you guys were out of the medals, but 10 points in 6 games. I mean, you had yourself quite the Olympics there. Not nothing to sneeze at, right?
Yeah, we did pretty well. You have to put that in perspective because there's two groups in women's hockey, a
Yeah.
stronger one and a weaker one. And so top five in the world, and then top 6 to 10 in the world. And we were, I think, number 6. So we were in the second group. So yeah, we played Unified Korea, we played Japan, we played Sweden, I don't remember, and then somebody else. So obviously it's a little easier scoring against these teams than
Yeah.
if we played USA, Canada, Finland. So I think, yeah, it was in my favor that we played them, the weaker teams, but we did really well as a team. Unfortunately lost in the quarterfinals. But yeah, it was a really cool experience, for myself, and yeah, being able to put my name out there as a European was cool.
And then to come back to Beijing, you guys took 4th, and now you're like just like at Northeastern, you're evolving from the young, fresh-eyed rookie to not an older player, but definitely a veteran who's had the experience, who's kind of mentoring some of the younger players, I would imagine.
Yes, in general, we have a really young team. Again, similar to here at the university, a really young team too, and it's a lot of fun, trying to improve what I can do, trying to work on myself, but then also kind of teaching other players, helping them, sharing my experience. So yeah, I learn every day from them, they learn every day from me, and it has been great in the national team and here in Boston.
Yeah, actually, that you said that, I reached out. I'd interviewed Taze Thompson a while back, and I reached out to her. I was like, "Hey, you got any good stories about Alina that you can share with me?" And she didn't, unfortunately, but she did say how much she appreciates because I wanted her perspective as someone who's coming in now who didn't, you know, kind of. She's new to the program and what she learned and picked up from you. And she just said how great a mentor you are, and that she sits next to you and she watches you and your routine and how much you have everything planned out, and she's just I think she's got a little bit of a pen and pencil and she's taking notes on what you do. So oh, it's nice.
That
Pass it
is
on.
nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, she's a great kid. Yeah, we loved that she came and joined our team. She's a sunshine and so positive, and yeah, great skilled player on the ice too. And yeah, I love having her as my stall buddy, and it's good that she can learn something from me. I can learn something from her too.
In the Olympics, so I mean, you're talking Sochi, South Korea, Beijing. Did you get a chance to get out and see any of the country, or was it more at some or less at others?
Yeah, it was honestly not great in all of them because every time during that period in that country, a war or
Something was
something
unrest.
was going on. Yeah, we couldn't leave the Olympic Village in Sochi. We couldn't really leave the place in South Korea because of North and South
Yeah,
Korea and all that. And then and obviously there was COVID in Beijing,
right,
and we
right.
were
I forgot
literally in
about
a
the COVID,
bubble.
right. Yeah.
So I am really praying that I can be able to go to Milan 2026, have my family there the first time, being able to just interact normally with the fans, with the people. That would be my biggest dream because that's something I haven't had
I
yet.
was gonna ask you about 2026. That's in your sights on the dream board?
Yes, a big dream, a big goal. As I said, it would be really close to Switzerland, close to, yeah, to my family, and it would be the first time my parents could come watch me
Oh,
play
that's
in the
great.
Olympics. So that would be a dream come true for sure.
Um, your Olympic medal, how heavy is it?
Really heavy.
Yeah?
Yes, really heavy. It's at home. And yeah, my parents take good care of it, and yeah, I'm really proud of it. But it sounds weird maybe, but once, I don't know, after a year, it's the memories that count, and just the experience, and not really the medal anymore. So yeah, I haven't touched it in years.
So
So
you're not wearing it to the grocery store? No?
no.
Which would be
No.
pretty funny, maybe.
Yeah.
For your next video that you guys make, you can wear it you can wear the medal maybe. Uh, Also, speaking of the Swiss team, you have some local ties, like we talked about, Andrea Brandley, is that how you say her last name? The
Yes.
goalie for BU, who you got one pass last night in the first round of the Bean Pot. You got Laura Zimmerman, St. Cloud, and then oh, this one of Evelina Rosselli, who's playing for the Pride. Did I say her
Not
name right?
anymore. She
Oh,
played for the
she's
Pride last
oh
season,
last
but
season.
she's done now.
But so nice to get to see some of your countrymen here, right? Competing against them or just being able to reach out, you know.
Yes, it's amazing. I've said it before, but it also fills me with a lot of pride. We don't have a lot of female hockey players in Switzerland, and seeing that we have quite an amount of them playing at the highest level in the U.S., competing with the best players, it's great. It's gonna develop our hockey in Switzerland, makes the national team better. And yeah, it's nice to sometimes talk Swiss German when you play each other, or just call, or yeah, there's a sense of connection for sure, and we share our experiences to make it smooth, and maybe help each other out in school or paperwork too, for people that have been in the league for longer. Definitely helps.
All right, so it's perfect transition to Northeastern. How'd you pick Northeastern? Were you talking to any other schools? Were you considering staying in Switzerland?
Yeah, I actually wasn't um, deciding on playing college hockey until very late. Think maybe like the second to last year in high school, in Switzerland. But I've played on a national team for a longer time already then, and probably like 4 years. And the coaches, NCAA coaches, come to international
Mhm.
events and recruit people. And um, Northeastern was one of the first teams that reached out or showed interest. I had a couple more schools that really wanted me. I visited Ohio,
Mhm.
BU, and Northeastern. And I was in contact with some, um, maybe North Dakota, Minnesota, Duluth. Um, yeah, so I really had no idea how to decide. And then luckily, Julia Martin, Florence Schelling were my teammates with the Swiss national team. They both played at Northeastern, and I like them a lot. They're similar to me in work ethic, professionalism, and just the mindset. And I knew if they like it here, I would like it too. And they praised it. They said it was just amazing. And then when I visited here, meeting the coaches, the staff, yeah, the whole school, it just felt right. I think I would have been happy in any school, but it was the best decision of my life coming here. And yeah, I can't believe that I can be here 5 years, and trying to enjoy every day.
Yeah, Carp told me, Coach Carp said that usually when like a recruit decides to pick their school, it's like they put up like a social media post and there's all kinds of hullabaloo. And he said you emailed them like a week ahead of time, like, hey, I'm coming.
Yeah. I didn't know how it works. I
Right. How
I
wouldn't
had
you?
no
Right. Yeah.
idea. Yeah, I had no friends at the same age that recently did it. I mean, Laura Stalder was playing at Duluth maybe at the time I committed. Um, but I thought, I mean, we were in contact via email
No,
and like
it's fine.
Zoom. So I was like, okay, let's, I don't know, keep going the email conversation, and I, yeah, let them know that I want to be part of their team.
No, it's great. It just speaks to the way you are in terms of humbleness. He said he still has the email. He has it saved, so that's pretty nice. That's pretty good. Uh, so you never talked to you and Chloe O'Rourke never spoke ahead of time? Like, "Hey, if you come, we could kill penalties together. We'll be on a line together." None of those, no planning ahead of time a little?
She definitely committed before I did,
Mhm,
and during the process, the communication with the coaches, they let me know that Chloe Rard would be my grade, that she committed, and that made a huge impact too, because I played her Team France against Team Switzerland, under 18s even, and I knew she was a really fast, skilled, and great hockey player. and I knew if I can play with her, that would be really cool. So it definitely was a huge impact. But we knew each other, but we didn't really talk before coming here. But then we were roommates my freshman year, and we have been roommates since.
She must have been a pain in the rear end to play against. Good lord. You can see her from the press box, and obviously I don't know her like you do, right? But from the press box, you can see her eyebrows when she gets mad out there, and it's just like, oh boy, someone better get in between her and whoever else is out there. She,
Yeah, I definitely prefer playing with her. I agree with that. But she came a really long way. And under 18s, she had so many penalties, and she knows it. We laugh about it like every day almost. And she came such a long way. And yeah, now she's doing amazing and has her emotions in check almost all the time.
that's player of the month, Chloe O'Rod, right there.
Yes.
Wanted to ask you about any significance to wearing number 11 because I noticed you were 25 internationally. Is there something with those numbers or?
There's a meaning with number 25. My brother's number was 25. When he played in WHL in Everett, when he left Switzerland and lived his dream playing the CHL in the US. So he was number 25. And then my first ever camp with the national Swiss national team, I was given number 25
Oh, wow.
without choosing it. And yeah, and I said, okay, I'm gonna keep this for the national team for sure. And for number 11, my hometown heroes at that time when I was really young, the best players were wearing number 10 and 11. So I followed them, and yeah, it's no, there's not really a meaning. I like the number in general, how it looks,
Yeah.
and yeah, I've been number 11 whenever I can be number 11.
Do you have any pregame superstitions that you wanna share?
I
Or habits?
don't.
I know a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm not superstitious, but I like to do these things, the same thing every time."
Yeah, I would say I am superstitious, but my it's just my routine. Is the same before every game. And especially the timing, and for example, like how much before puck drop I want to eat the biggest meal, or just stuff like that for preparation that is should be the same every time. But I'm not, like, I'm still functioning if that's not happening. So I don't really try to have to do something the same way every time.
So, you came in as a freshman, rookie of the year, freshman star, and now you're that grad student captain that everyone looks up to, the international sensation, and, I know you don't like to say that, but so that growth over the last 5 years at Northeastern, uh, could you speak to that? What it's been like in terms of how you're having to deal with people like me, media, dealing with the stuff at the fans, everyone wants to talk, autograph, a picture.
Yeah, I think you just grow with it. If you would have told me my freshman year, my grad student year would look like that, I would probably have been scared, or I would not have known that I could manage all of that. But you just, yeah, you grow with the experience, and there's so many people here that help us out, that care about our personality first and the player second. And yeah, I was lucky that I have a great environment in Switzerland and here in Boston. Just great friends and people supporting me. Yeah, I just always try to prioritize my health, my mental health before everything else. And so far, it worked out really well. And there's always great role models on previous teams, and just everywhere, every day. And I just try to learn from them and see how they are doing it, and try it out, see if it works. And yeah, that's how it has been going.
So when I talked to Coach Carp, I asked him for some words that would describe you, and he said hardworking, great, because it's he feel like it's an underused word. He's like she's great and humble. And another word we talked about was integrity, like doing the right thing when it doesn't benefit you. This leads me to my question for you about giving the Hockey East Award to Maureen Murphy, which he told me you were not going to want to talk about. So that was my way of kind of softening it. So for those that don't know, you got awarded the MVP of the tourney and you thought Murph deserved it. And that's your right, is your award. What was the mindset? What went through your mind, and she had no idea, yeah?
No, yeah, she didn't. I had no idea either until that very moment. um, yeah, I was gone for 4 weeks for the Olympics.
Mhm.
Came back and the playoffs started. And while I was gone, other people had to step up and fill my role, keep the team together, and they did a great job. And Murph had, I think, 3 hat tricks in 4 games
Yeah.
right before um, the Hockey East Championship, and then yeah, even in the Hockey East series, yeah, we played together. She played great, and I don't know, just because I had maybe one goal more than her in that game, they awarded me with the MVP, and it just didn't feel right at all. Because yeah, she was why we made it there, yeah, she did it on her own, and um, it just it was just intuitively that I felt like she deserved it more, and I didn't think that it was such a big deal, but because it was on camera and then
Yeah.
everybody saw it, if it wasn't on camera, nobody would have even heard about it, and that would have been better. But yeah, it was not a big deal at all for me or for her, and just thought it was the right thing.
I think if you look back on it, maybe when everything's all said and done, it's one of those moments that stands out. Like even to me, that's a galvanizing moment. It's a very significant moment that shows how close you guys all are and how everyone supports each other and how much you guys want to see each other succeed, which is in team sports. That's not from the pros to little kids to beer league to college. That's not a common theme. So I think it's a very special group that you guys have.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I'm really lucky with the group we have. All great kids. I think it also an advantage. We still are in that transition in women's hockey where you can't make money from playing hockey, and we just look at the sport in a different way than men's hockey or male college players. They have to look out for themselves. They have to try to get a future out of it, get a pro contract after college, and for us, this is the biggest thing in our lives, and we just yeah, we would not want to destroy it with being selfish or just care about your own awards. It's yeah, it's just great to have an amazing time with such a great group of girls, and yeah, that's what I value.
I will say I was at one of your practices, and the way you guys hoot and holler after everyone scores in like a 2-on-1 drill or stuff, it's just amazing how happy you all are for each other in practice. So and during the games, for those that haven't gone to a Northeastern women's game, I'm telling you right now, pound for pound, this is the best hockey entertainment for your dollar in Boston. You're at the one of the best rinks on the in the planet, and it's I think $10 to get in, and it's great hockey. And you guys are dancing on the bench. Lily Jovetic a few games ago waved to the jumbotron during a change. I mean, it's just great. It's a great atmosphere, and for kids, for adults. I mean, the team play you guys have, and it's very very evident to everyone there how much you guys support and care for each other. I think it's a tribute to you and the leadership group, not just you, everyone, and the coaches to the leadership group. Um, All right, so I want to ask you about another big thing that you did. You had a starring role in a film, Alina Mueller's Day Off.
Yeah, probably my first and last movie ever.
So Katie Knoll told me that you had no idea what the movie was. You had never seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off,
Yeah, no, I didn't know what it was, and then
and
a
you thought
week
he was being mean to Cameron. She told me.
yes, a week later, so they told me about it so I can like kind of play the role
Yeah.
right in the right way. And then a couple days after filming it, I watched it with my roommates here, and yeah, I thought he was kind of mean, and I didn't. I wasn't super happy that I played his role, but the movie was funny. Yeah, it was good.
No, it was a lot of fun watching that. And I also this is all the dirt I could get on you. You're big you have a big sweet tooth.
Yes, I
I was
do.
told. You have like an elf diet if you had your wish, right? All sugar stuff.
Yeah.
Uh do you went so you did your version of dry January. You did a no sweet January. How was that?
Yes, it was actually pretty easy.
Oh, all right.
I didn't think I could do it. Yeah, because for for years now, sweets are just part of every my everyday meals. And my roommate Megan Carter and I were like, let's do it for the month of January. Let's try it out. I want to see how I feel. And yeah, I honestly didn't feel a big difference. I It's cool that that we did it. But I will keep eating sweets.
Yeah, Carp said you guys went out for like team ice cream and you were like, "Oh well, I guess I'm not having any."
Yes, after road days, if we sweep the team, they let us stop on the way home to
Nice.
get ice cream. So that
Nice.
was after Vermont, I think.
Okay. And he also told me that Coach Berman came back with some overseas chocolate and you big timed her a little bit.
Yeah, she offered me Swedish chocolate, and I was like, Coach Berm, I can't do that. I'm Swiss. I either eat Swiss chocolate or not, no chocolate at all. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So so for those that are listening at home, that's the extent of the dirt I could get on Alina Mueller. So that was it. And I was trying. I was trying to find some dirt on you and I couldn't get anything. All right, so I got some for you now. These are like lightning round, like about the team and then about yourself. All right.
okay.
So the big thing, right, with you guys is they do the game day fits. You guys are all walking in and you're, all dressed up and everything. In your opinion, who's the biggest fashion plate on the team?
Definitely Lily Braces.
All right.
Freshman. She joined the team this year, and yeah, every game day we're all super curious and excited about what she's wearing. Yeah, she's a good style, and she's not scared at all or embarrassed to wear whatever she wants to wear, and she can pop off everything. She looks good in anything.
I refer to her in my write-ups as a nail gun. She is she's like the sometimes the spare forward and she plays like 2 shifts a period, but she makes an impact every time she's out there. She reminds me a little bit of Tessa Ward.
Yes, I agree, and she's deceptively fast. She can skate really hard. She's strong on the puck, good shot. Yeah, she definitely makes count of every shift she gets, and yeah, in the future years she will have a lot of ice time, and she will go her way.
Uh Speaking of Tessa Ward, who's the biggest chirper out there on the ice?
Biggest chirper. Um, you don't really have anybody. Um, Maybe I would honestly say Gwyneth Phillips in
Oh
net.
yeah.
Um, she has she has some good chirps, and maybe in front of the net there's scrum. She can say one thing or the other. But we don't have any players really that do it.
That's good. I love asking you guys these questions because everybody gives different answers based on your perspectives. It's great. Is there someone like in a tense moment? Is there someone that always can kind of crack a joke or make everybody laugh to kind of break the tension?
Yeah, we have a couple of those. I would say Kate Holmes. She's always really relaxed. Can make the team laugh. Yeah, I would say hers. Yeah, her.
Okay. Who do you hate going against in drills during practice? If you're like, ugh, like I can't take this drill off. Who? Not that you would, but who do you hate going against?
Um, Maybe Tori
Oh,
Mariano.
Mariano. She had a great
Um,
game last night.
yeah, she did. It's not that I hate going against her,
No, I
but
know what you
I
mean. Yeah.
I will always I will have a bruise after every time I go against her. She plays really hard, plays the right way, but really hard in practice too. So I don't. I prefer if they leave me alone.
um, and again, your opinion, and you can say yourself, who's got the silkiest mitts? Who's got the best dangles?
Not myself. Um, Peyton Anderson is really good with her stick. Yeah, sometimes in practice she makes the goalies look really silly and players too. So I would say her and Murray Murphy as well.
Yeah. Anderson had one last night. She pulled it between her own legs and then put it through the defense's legs. She missed the net, but I was just like, "You got to be kidding me!"
Yeah,
And I
that would
like
have been a
elbowed the
nice
guy
goal.
next to me in the press box, and I was like, "Did you see?" And he was a BU guy, and I'm like, "Oh, sorry."
Yeah, that would have been a really nice goal.
Yeah, it was sick. All right, so one person on the squad, no matter the time and place, you have a breakdown in your car, you have a flat tire or something. Who would you call that you know will pick up and show up for you?
Um, I think there is a couple. Fortunately, I would say Katie Knoll. She's one of my roommates as well, and yeah, she's just a very nice kid, very supportive, and she always got my back. So I think she would hurry to come and get
Okay.
me.
Uh all right, so this one I added in just for you. Do you and Aurord every penalty kill? Are you guys like we got this? Like the shorthanded bids you guys get, I almost feel like with some teams you guys should play 4-on-5 to make it a little closer. But are you looking to score every time?
No,
Or is it
not
in the back
every,
of your head at least? I mean,
not every time. But sometimes I don't know if the game's going well and we know maybe the pointer on their power play is not the strongest skater on their team. Or just some weaknesses on their power play we studied or something in film. Um, yeah, we before the face off, I'm like, okay, let's attack or let's do this. If we get an opportunity, no need to just throw the puck away. We can make them pay.
fair enough. You can do it in French. Um, this is the last one about the team. If there's a loose puck in the corner, and I ask everybody this, and you and Coach Carp go in, who's coming out with the puck?
Oh my god. Um, in last practice, he almost fell when he tried to do something. So, I think if he doesn't trip on his own, he will be there first. But or he will get the puck out of the corner.
This
Um,
just shows how nice you are. Everybody else is like, "Oh, I'd come out with the puck." Frankel got mad. I said, "Carp told me he can't shoot on you," and she's like, "Oh, did he?" Like I'm mad about it, and I was, "You're just too nice." All right, now I got a lightning round. This is for you. This is hockey and non-hockey. All
okay.
right, so laces and tongues, in or out with your socks?
In. So like yeah, the shin pad over.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite cartoon character?
Uh, Caillou. You know that one?
Caillou? I don't. You're younger than me. I don't know who Caillou is. I'm sure plenty of people think that's a great answer. I just don't know who it is. I'll look him up when we hang up. Besides Matthews Arena, What's your favorite and least favorite rinks that you play in?
In the NCAA,
You could say whatever. I mean, NCAA, more people will know it. If you named your home rink in Switzerland, no one's gonna know it.
I like playing at Providence.
Okay.
I like their rink, and my least favorite might be Maine.
Oh, okay. Because of the ride or because of the rink?
Probably both. And because they put us in the locker room in the stands. We
Oh,
have to
really?
walk with the
Oh, that's the one
skates.
you walk out and then go down the stairs to the ice, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Um, what's your go-to pizza topping?
Like a vegetarian one.
Oh,
Um,
healthy athletes. Good Lord. um, do you go black tape or white tape?
no tape.
Oh, you've no tape?
Now I have some stickers that you can like stick on it, but I last season, yeah, I used to go no tape.
All right. Well, then I was going to ask you heel to toe or toe to heel, so that doesn't matter with no tape.
Yeah.
What's your guilty pleasure TV show or your most recent binge?
Uh I don't really watch
No?
series. I watch movies. But the last series I watched,
Or what's your last best movie you saw?
last best movie, My Girl. Is that what it's called?
My Girl. Wait, was that with the kid from Home Alone and she
Yes,
okay.
exactly.
Oh my gosh. You so that's your most recent that's like
Yeah,
15 years old.
yes, but I've never seen it, and my American friends told me like you have to watch it. It's a classic, so we did together.
My god, that's like a sad, weepy movie. Then you wanna come out of there and go to bed. Like, oh my
Yeah,
goodness. Um, the alarm tone what's your alarm tone on your phone?
like a classic iPhone. I don't
You
even know right now, but not that
yeah.
not that one. Just
When
the classic.
when you text, do you do, like, multi-text or are you a paragraph texter?
Both
Yeah, no, that's fine. Uh, pancakes or waffles?
pancakes.
Alright, and this one is just for you. This is not normally in the lightning round. What's your favorite sweet?
Right now the Ben and Jerry's milk and cookies flavor ice cream.
Okay. What current NHL player reminds you of your game? Like, if you watch somebody and you're like, "Oh, that's kinda"
Um, with the puck, I would say, or I would want it.
Yeah, yeah,
Nikita Kucherov,
okay,
but I don't like how he works without the puck,
fair.
and he's not a center usually. So without the puck,
Without the puck, who? You froze there.
Jonathan Taves.
Oh, Taves, nice. Not hockey related, what's your favorite pastime?
Strolling in the city of Boston.
Alright. Just a couple more. If you so you got awarded a music festival, okay? You can have any 3 artists or bands, living or dead. Who would you choose?
Wow, I'm not into music either. So let's see. Sunrise Avenue doesn't
Right?
they don't really exist anymore, but
Hey, it's
I
your
would bring them
festival.
back. Um, Morgan Wallen from
Okay.
country.
My co-host is gonna love that answer. He loves Morgan Wallen.
um, and maybe Aha.
Okay. Oh yeah, nice. And then the last one, who's the most famous person in your phone that you could reach out to? You don't have to. I'm just asking who it is.
um, Probably some professional hockey player. Um, or let's say Florence Schelling.
Okay. All right. We asked Darius Kasparaitis that same question, and he said some like real estate developer who I had no idea who he was, and I was like, okay, that's everybody's got a different answer. I think I think Katie said Aaron Frankel, and I was like, all right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good
she's
answer too.
famous. Yeah, she's famous. Well, that's all I had for you. I wish you continued success. And we look forward to watching, the game against UConn and then the second half of the Bean Pot and hopefully a nice long run hosting at Matthews since you guys have already won your regular season 6 consecutive Hockey East, right? I think
5.
5. This was
Yeah,
6 or 5. Okay. Yeah.
I think 5.
You
5.
primed
Yeah.
up nicely for the run, and just we'll watch you. My daughter loves watching you play, and I'll tell her to bring some Ben and Jerry's to the next game for you for afterwards.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me, and hope to see you at the game soon.
All right, and that's it for this edition of the Morning Skate. Another Northeastern edition with the Northeastern Huskies captain and 3-time Olympian Alina Mueller. We'll talk to you soon.